We are so excited that you've decided to join us today, so let's jump right in. We're gonna first start off talking about our gear and why it is extremely important that everything fits properly. We're gonna start off talking about our leg straps. Now, how loose or how tight you wanna make your leg straps is personal preference. However, for canopy flight, we suggest that you tighten them down pretty good so that the harness can actually move properly with your body. So, for example, if I tighten down my leg straps, we want to make sure that the padding actually overlaps, that you don't have any gap between the padding. And the reason for this is for comfort, right? If the padding has a gap, now you have webbing that's contacting your skin and it's just not going to be as comfortable. Now, if we tighten down the leg straps, we get our leg straps nice and tight. We also want to make sure that the hardware is even when we tighten everything down, okay? You don't want to have the hardware uneven because then that can also cause issues on opening. So, now that my leg straps are nice and tight, you can see when I move my entire body, my canopy is also going to move with me. Same thing with the harness and the main lift web. This webbing that runs along the side of your rig is called the main lift web. You don't want the main lift web too long because if the main lift web is too long, then the rig is going to shift. You're going to be sitting in the harness too low, your chest strap is going to come up and be sitting underneath your chin, and it's not going to be very comfortable. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if the main lift web is too tight or too short, then it's going to be very uncomfortable. The rig is going to be pulling on you. It can actually force your chest forward, and you're not going to be sitting in the harness very comfortably. So you want to make sure that your rig is properly sized for you, that the main lift web is the appropriate length, that your leg straps and your leg pads are the appropriate length, so that as you move under canopy, the harness moves with you and you stay stationary underneath the wing. This will make your inputs a lot more responsive. If the harness is too loose, then your body is going to be shifting around and you're not going to have the same amount of control with your canopy. Okay, so let's talk about bungees. The bungee is located on the upper part of the leg strap, and the reason for the bungee is, especially for free flying, when you go into a sit fly, it helps keep your leg straps in place so that they don't slide down up towards your knees. Now, the problem with that under canopy is that we want to be in a seated position with our legs in a neutral body position about 90 degrees. We want to shift our leg straps down so that we're actually sitting in the harness. With the bungee, what that does is it tries to keep the leg strap in place up on the upper part of your thigh. So there's a good medium balance where the bungee doesn't have to be so tight that it's restricting you from shifting the leg straps to sit in the harness, but we also don't want it so loose that it could create a problem where your leg straps shift all the way up to your knees.
So when it comes to leg strap construction, there's two main options for us to choose from. There's a single piece leg strap and a two-piece leg strap. We prefer, especially as canopy pilots, most of us fly a single piece leg strap. And this is for a few reasons. Main reason is it's obviously one solid piece. The leg pad is. As you can see, it's got this nice corner in. So we prefer that for harness inputs and harness control. That way when this is on, it's a nice solid base and a nice wide base for us to sit in once we're under canopy and we have our knees tucked up a little bit. It just gives you a much better feel for the harness and to be able to lean and move around. When it comes to the two-piece construction, this was originally designed with free flyers in mind, and it makes it easier to move around, especially in free fall, in different positions, right? This doesn't restrict your movement, and also this big corner isn't here that can kind of catch air in certain angles and things like that. So it's made for ease of movement to not impede your hips moving around, right? But for me personally, under canopy, I just don't feel like that's nice and solid, just because there's no fabric between your body and this ring, and I just feel way more comfortable. But there are swoopers who definitely prefer this, so it's good to try both and see which one is your preferred leg strap.